And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 90. Pete Gray here with rock cod Rick Maxa. We're live in the studio with the guys from Make-A-Wish, Ken and Brad. We're talking tuna. The Make-A-Wish Tuna Challenge that's coming up at the end of August, and it's going to be a good time.
I can't wait to see what big fish is for the tournament with so much good fish around. I mean, crazy good yellowfin fishing and so much nice bluefin around. Obviously, that giant bluefin was around and maybe slightly MIA, but I'm sure still around and biting and has the potential of catching. I mean, just it's going to be exciting to see what happens in the Make-A-Wish Tuna Challenge this year with so much big fish everywhere.
Yeah.
In a bunch of different areas. It's going to be cool.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And the dates are?
The dates are August 28th. That Friday is our captain's meeting. Fishing begins August 29th, Saturday at 5 a.m. And you have to weigh your fish in at either Dana Landing or the Marlin Club by Sunday morning at 9 a.m.
San Diego Marlin Club.
San Diego Marlin Club, yeah.
Okay. By 9 a.m.
By 9 a.m. on Sunday.
And then the banquet, which
and then
everybody's
the banquet
invited
starts at 10.
to, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't have to be a member. You don't have to be participating in the tournament. Anybody's welcome to come down to the banquet.
100% of the proceeds go to Make-A-Wish, which is a wonderful, wonderful organization.
Yep. And the cool thing about the tournament, by the way, is like you can fish the entire day from dawn until dusk with that weigh-in at the next morning. So if you want to fish until until the lights go out on Saturday, you can do that and motor in, and at least you're not 100 miles either. All the fish are so close right now.
Yeah, Ricky, we could do the show and then go out and participate.
Let's do it, man. I'm in. I'm totally in.
Catch a 100-pound bluefin 7 miles from
yeah, right. I'm in. We'll get some flat falls and we'll catch a bunch of big bluefins.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to continue on with this great info that's been going on all morning. We're going to go live to the new Loanne. Speaking of giant bluefin, we got the master of the big bluefins. Captain Marcus is on the line right now. Good morning, Marcus.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. What's going on in the new Loanne?
Well, yesterday I checked in with you guys. We were picking away at those bluefin, and it ended up being really good morning of bluefin fishing yesterday. It was, limit-style fishing, real good. So just got better and better. We did save, we quit, though, before we got our limits because we had some fishing time here today, too. We were hoping to get a jackpot fish and some other species as well. And I think right now we've got a couple contenders for sure. They might be contenders for that tournament, actually. One of them's on 40 pounds, so I'm not too hopeful on that one. But we do have one hooked up on the right gear here, so we're hoping and scratching away. Mixed bag fishing here this morning. Got a couple of school-sized bluefin, got a few 50-pound yellowfin, and some nice yellowtail throwing the haul in the mix here. And like I said, we've got a couple of heavies hanging right now.
Wow, back in the same zone you were where you're getting all those big ones?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Good answer.
Roger. All right,
That's
just
cool,
I figured
Marcus.
I'd try, right?
That's cool.
Why not? Well, congratulations. But so here's the message. You got one, you say you have one hanging on 40, you're not very optimistic. Don't fish the 40 if the big ones are around, right?
I wouldn't.
Indeed. So minimum, what, 50, 60, Marcus?
I'm telling people absolute minimum if we're seeing those big ones of 60 pounds. And I'd probably try fishing 80 pound. If you're seeing the big ones, we're just, our hook to land ratio on 60 a pound has been about 1 in 3, which in my opinion is just not really good enough.
The thing that blew me away was when you mentioned one of your trips where you had, great success. You had 6 of those giants, lifetime-sized trophies. But the number that you had to go through to get those 6 was huge. And these weren't, this wasn't a rental rod charter. I mean, very, very accomplished anglers. I mean, catching a fish that's 150 pounds or better on 60 pound it's a bit of an anomaly. I mean, can it be done? Of course it can. But the number online heavier than that is staggering. I'm with you. I just don't think I would fish that hard hoping to get a bite just to have it chew through. I mean, I'm with you. I think I'd fish 80 pound and know that if you get a bite, you're at least a little bit closer to being in the driver's seat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, we got our fingers crossed here. Looks good here. It's been fun fishing here this morning, and we're hoping we get a couple of trophies here for the day.
Wow. Well, that's fantastic. Marcus Medak, great report once again. If somebody wants to come fishing with you, I see the next trip is sold out, and I'm not sure if there's spots available on the new Low-End, but you keep on trying, right? Check the website, PointLomaSportFishing.com, and see if you can get on the new Low-End.
Yeah, I know when we left on this trip, we had space on a couple of overnight trips here this month, one on the 16th and one on the 27th, and then next month we got lots of room. And, to me it looks like I'm hopeful that it's going to be good September fishing, and sure looks like it's lining up that way. Never know. Fishing's fishing, but right now it looks pretty darn good.
It looks pretty darn good. Wow. Well, great. Well, hey, Marcus, appreciate that. PointLomaSportFishing.com if you want to go on the new Low-End and fish with Captain Marcus Medak, the guy who's putting the big fish on the boat this year. Appreciate the call once again, Marcus. Thanks a lot.
All right, see ya.
See you, Marcus.
Gee, how about that, huh?
It's crazy, man.
Fish
It's crazy
went down a
what's
little
going
bit. You think he's at the 43?
Who knows, man? Wherever he's at, they're biting.
Yeah.
I think wherever he's at, I wish I was there right now.
Yeah,
I know
no
that.
kidding.
Well, as you can hear in this second hour, we've just got so much going on, and we'd love to have you join us. Again, if you want to be a part of the show, give us a call this morning. We're having too much fun. 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090, or toll free at 877-792-1090. Both options going to get you right through to Let's Talk Hookup. You can talk to Brad, talk to Ken, get in all the fun, and also have your chance at winning a 3-quarter-day trip aboard the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing.
You betcha. Let's go ahead and jump into those phones.
Dan and Encinitas, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Dan.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I just had a question on with the new 2 bluefin limit. After that point, if you hook in hand, can that person keep it? And can you just catch and release? Do you have to stop fishing? What's the story on that?
Well, I would say you could hook in hand. It's about fish on the boat.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and for sure, I mean, I don't know if this part of the regulation has changed the bluefin, but I don't think it has. I mean, California regulations definitely say that you can continue fishing until the boat reaches a boat limit. Now, you can only possess those 2, but for sure, I mean, because we looked it up the other day, we were talking about it in the shop, I mean, California regulations state that if the boat limit has not reached, you can definitely continue fishing until those boat limits are there.
But if you have 2 people on the boat and you have 4 bluefin on the boat, do you have to stop fishing for bluefin?
Well, if you have 2 people and you have 4, I believe you do, because then the boat limits have been reached. But you could be fishing. You could be fishing for yellowfin.
But you can catch and release bluefin, and you're fishing for yellowfin. You're not fishing for the target species.
Right. I mean, I'm trying to catch an Opa. I don't know what you're doing.
I've been trying for that for years, too.
Keep by
there's rock cod down there, too, man. Yeah.
But I believe you can hook in hand. But, I mean, I would just to be – I mean, if you want to be certain – I mean, that's just speculation, my point. I would still talk to, a DFG officer. But I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, we'll have Craig Hebber 1 week from the day, man.
Let's remember that.
He'll know – well – he's not a warden. He's the guy that kind of makes the
rules.
Makes the rules. But I don't know that he'd have an answer for that. But certainly worth tuning in next Sunday. But good question, Dan. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Speaking of next weekend, next Saturday we'll be wrapping up our Whalers Cove trip. I'm leaving on Tuesday with our group up to Whalers Cove, the Davis Boats Let's Talk Hookup group up to Whalers Cove. Going to be a great week of fishing up there in Angoon, Alaska. Next Saturday we'll be heading back to Juneau and getting on the plane, and I won't be here, but Mark Mills will be here next Saturday with Ricky in the studio, Mark, of course, from Shimano, and I just had to do my Mark Mills, hey, Pete and Rick, what's going on?
You had to get it.
I had to get that in,
out.
you know,
Sure,
and
sure
hopefully I'll be able to call you live from
so,
Whalers Cove Lodge. You know, the phone system there is kind of up and down, but was able to pull it off last year. But that's a great weekend of shows next Saturday and Sunday. Next Saturday, Mark Mills from Shimano, Mr. Excitement himself, and then next Sunday, Craig Heber from NOAA.
Going to be a lot of fun. Let's jump back into the phones. This time talking to Tony. Called us from Kensington this morning. Hi, Tony. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, hi, Rick. I guess this question is more directed to you. I need to revamp my arsenal of reels. They're all very old, and I need to find something that's kind of reasonably priced that can handle today's fishing. I really am anxious to get out there. I just haven't been out for a couple of years. So what do you think I should get for a reel that will handle this local uprising here?
I think that there's lots of good options, Tony, and you could come into any good tackle store and let a guy know your budget and the type of fishing that you plan on doing and want to doing and potentially will be doing, and then let all those factors dictate what you like. If you were just asking me just based on this, a good reel for local fishing that's not terribly expensive, just like we said earlier, no question, that new Shimano Torium HG. And, either a 16 or a 20 size would probably be most appropriate for local fishing. Most of what we do around here, local tuna, is 25 and 30 pound, and either a 16 or a 20 size reel would be right. They're under $250. They have crazy good free spool, really good drags, really good torque, and if you are replacing an older reel, meaning you haven't fished that newer style high torque smooth reel before, you'll be blown away at how nice they are. So my gut says that would be the one, Tony, but I would just say go into a tackle store that's got some good selection of different reels and say, hey, this is the amount of money I have to spend, and I fish on my own boat or I fish on sport boats, and this is what I like to do, and we'll kind of work with you to figure out what the best thing is for you.
And you were saying, Brad, that you're giving away some Torium reels at the Make-A-Wish, right?
There's a couple of Torium reels that'll
Nice.
be some of the prizes. The largest Dorado caught and the largest yellowtail caught.
Nice.
Those anglers will each get one of the new Torium 20s. HGs.
Okay, so
Sweet
how
reel,
big's
yeah.
the largest yellowtail? How big is the largest Dorado? You heard John from Rancho Leonero talking about how tough the Dorado fishing's down there. I think a 30-pound Dorado around here it's very attainable, right?
Absolutely. There's some big ball slappers coming in.
Straight up.
Yeah.
No. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right. Hey, speaking of that, we're going to find out what's biting out there right now. We got the man, our fishdope.com report with your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, on the line. And today, that catch report sponsored in part by Job Site Supply, specializing in the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing trades with lines like Milwaukee Electric Tools. We personally know these guys. I talked to Dan that was fishing for Job Site Supply yesterday, so it's not a joke. Those guys do it, and like Pete said, you can check out that killer picture on our website of those big blue fins and the first marlin for the club up on the front page of our website. They're serious guys about fishing, and they're very serious when it comes to giving you dependable job site delivery and the best in Milwaukee tools. Check JobSiteSupplyCo.com for more details, and let's talk to the man, Captain Dave Hansen. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning, you guys. Good morning. Hey, Make-A-Wish Tuna Challenge. I've been involved with this thing for quite a while. Guys, this is going to be the year you want to get into this tournament. If you've ever been sitting on the fence figuring out if you want to be part of this, it's just for a phenomenal cause, first of all. And then this year you're actually going to be able to catch a fish in this tournament, which is going to be pretty spectacular.
Amazing.
That's a cool
Because
twist.
we've had some pretty dry years, guys. If you remember back, we were just hoping that we could see a tuna in the tournament. This year, I think it's a pretty much guarantee you're going to catch a tuna.
I think
But now talking about the fishing, guys, we could talk about the fishing forever. I mean, the fishing's phenomenal. We keep going over this. We've been saying it since May. Fishing is epic out there right now. The biggest problem I see, and I really want to address this because it blows my mind, guys. Yesterday, I had a phenomenal bite on that bigger grade fish. We got a 70 and a 62 pound yellowfin off a hammerhead shark yesterday.
Yellowfin off a hammerhead.
Now, this shark was swimming right through 30 boats. There was 30 boats setting, catching absolutely nothing, all setting there. This hammerhead was swimming through the middle of them. I slid in on the 65-foot Hatteras, threw some bait on its back. The fish exploded all around it. We hung 4, got 2. Why everybody watched.
Well, so
Guys,
why do they associate with the hammerheads, Dave?
Well, here's my theory, is I think they're following the shark around, waiting for him to find something to eat so they can get the pieces that fall out of his mouth. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my theory, because I've been having some phenomenal bites this week on chunking. I got into this chunking thing because I took Pete out the other day and I took out Jeff Richardson the other day, and they both showed me how they chunk down in Mexico. So I've been chunking everywhere we stop, and we've been catching fish on the chunks. We got our biggest tuna yesterday on the chunk. Chunking's been the key to this whole bite. But what I see, the biggest problem out there right now, Pete, is everybody are just going out there and fishing for boats, and it's mind-blowing. It's your Saturday. You finally have a day to go fishing, and why would you want to pull up to another boat and watch them catch fish?
Dave, the other day, Thursday, when I was out, we set up a nice chunk line, and a guy drives right through the back of our chunk line, just right through it. I mean, come on, guys. Be courteous.
Because they saw you stop, Pete.
Yeah.
And then, here's my theory. They're like, oh, is that Pete? We want to go over there and see Pete. Guys, you can watch him on the internet. You don't have to go out on your boat and spend a bunch of fuel to watch Pete. You can watch him on the internet. You do not have to go out on your boat and watch him.
It's frustrating. You know, one hint that my friend John Christensen from Point Loma Seafoods gave me about the chunks is, you know how you're chopping chunks up and you leave them in the bucket? And, of course, the yachts, you probably have refrigeration. But on our smaller boats that don't have refrigeration for the chunks, a frozen bottle of water in the middle of the 5-gallon bucket. What a great idea to keep that chunk fresh.
Especially with the weather we have right now. Yeah. It's like 85 degrees in that bucket.
So take a few frozen bottles of water and just change them out and keep your chunks fresh, because it makes a difference, right?
Yeah, and here's what we're doing with the chunk, just so that you guys know. You stop, you start throwing 1, 2 at a time off the downhill side corner so that you drift across your chunks. Then you just grab a rod, stick it in the rod holder, put the clicker on, and just rip off about 100 yards of line as fast as you can and just throw it on the water. And then what happens is you're not even paying attention, and all of a sudden the clicker goes off and you've got a tuna. And all you do is flip it in gear and then wind it in.
There you go. Good tips.
Simple as that.
Good tips. Well, fishdope.com, I've been watching your reports all week long, and just you've been getting them, man. And you report to Fish Dope. You get all the good stuff to Fish Dope. And if you want to save $20 on a new membership, if you don't have Fish Dope, now's the time to get it. Hookup Now, lowercase, no space, one word, Hookup Now. Fishdope.com gives you $20 off. And Dave, if we want to go fishing with you, how do we do that?
Guys, if you'd like me to come with you on your boat and show you what we're doing and how we're doing this, I'd be more than happy to. Just give me a call at 949-374-0786 or look me up on the web at yoursaltwaterguide.com. I got a beautiful website. And guys, if you're not using Fish Dope, I don't know what you're doing. The other morning I wasn't real clear because I've been at Catalina for a couple of days. What had happened? I looked. Danny gave some numbers. I went straight to those numbers, and we annihilated the tuna.
There you go.
Just like that.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Thanks. Did you change that picture on your website?
I don't know. Did Jason change it yet?
I don't know. All right.
Don't look, Pete. It's probably not changed. Still look like a hippie with no shoes.
Thanks, Dave. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
Goodbye, guys.
See you, Dave. When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Phone lines are packed. We're going to be taking those calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Doing business with the right company always pays off, and Job Site Supply is that kind of company. Selling commercial contractor supplies since 1987, Job Site Supply specializes in quality and service. With lines like Milwaukee Electric Tools, their name says it all. Dependable job site delivery on the newest Milwaukee tools like the M12 Compact Vacuum and the M18 Cordless Shears. With an expansive inventory and knowledgeable staff, make Job Site Supply your source for Milwaukee tools. Check JobSiteSupplyCo.com for more details.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
If you are ready to experience a real Alaska fishing adventure, check out Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. The calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large towns, so you will enjoy a wilderness adventure without any crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there is no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Whalers Cove also offers fantastic freshwater fishing in wilderness streams for wild salmon and trout. The Whalers Cove experience will fulfill your wildest Alaskan dreams on the calm water of the Inside Passage or on a spectacular stream. It's your choice every day at the Whalers Cove Lodge. After fishing, you will dine on fabulous meals created daily by the Whalers Cove chefs and relax in your comfortable room or cabin. Learn more about this exciting Alaska destination on their website at whalerscovelodge.com or call 800-423-3123. Whalers Cove Lodge, a real Alaskan fishing adventure.
For local and long-range fishing, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among seasoned or novice anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips, as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. You need to check out the Islander on their website, islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 2 to 5 day fishing. Watch the website for trips and adventures available. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
It's Yamaha's Super Sizzlin' Summer Sales Event. For limited time, eligible new 60 to 350 horsepower 4-strokes include 2 free years of Yamaha extended service. And eligible new 2.5 to 50 horsepower 4-strokes include up to $3,000 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Offer ends August 31st, 2015. Subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa in the studio with the guys from Make-A-Wish Tuna Challenge, Ken and Brad. And Brad, you were saying that there's several other divisions involved in Make-A-Wish. Juniors, women, the whole deal, right?
Yeah, like I said before, we have 2 different boat divisions, small boat and large boat, so they're not really competing against themselves. But we have 2 different junior divisions, 12 to 15 years old and 11 years old and younger. So they can be on either large or small boats, and we have prizes for first through third place for those. High Lady Anglers, so the woman who catches the largest point fish is going to win a $500 Nordstrom gift certificate, courtesy of Visor Line.
Sweet,
so,
that's killer.
Yeah, there's some,
How cool is
nice
that?
prizes, and we try to get everybody involved.
Yeah, that's really great. So, double junior division, you get women's divisions, you have small boat, large boat. The chances of getting a prize is pretty darn good.
Largest Dorado, largest Yellowtail. We also have Dorado and Yellowtail side pots, so if you want to put in a little extra money on the boat, those winners will get $500 cash prize.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
What's the Wahoo prize, Ken?
The Wahoo prize is
Getting to see
bragging rights, getting to see a Wahoo local.
A very good dinner.
Yes.
Bring it to the barbecue, though. You'll cook it up for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Oh, no doubt.
I don't know when it's going to happen, but sometime it's going to happen.
Oh, they're out there.
No doubt.
Yeah, they're here. Yeah, for sure. Well, I got to tell you about another great benefit here, and this is Fish for Chris aboard the Constitution.
Yes.
Benefits Homes for Our Troops raffle. Really a great number of raffle prizes they have. Rods and reels and trips and Ballast Point Brewing Company gift baskets. Lots of good stuff for this. And you want to benefit a great cause, and Homes for the Troops raffle. And if you want more information, give a check to the website, which is hfotusa.org, and it's for Chris Montera, so /Montera, Montera. That's HFOT, Homes for Our Troops, USA.org /Montera. Or you can actually email Fish for Chris raffle for HFOT @gmail.com, and benefit a real nice cause, Chris Montera and the Homes for Our Troops raffle.
I know Dave put that link up on my Facebook page, and I'll put it up on our Let's Talk Hookup Facebook page also, so if the guy wants to check it out. And like you said, I mean, there's some crazy cool raffle prizes. I mean, Talica and Therese combos and all kinds of really good stuff, so we'll definitely put the info out. But, yeah, you're right.
$2 a piece for the tickets.
A great cause, and certainly some good friends in the very, very cool one.
No question about it. And check out this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Tuna. All over the place in there, for sure. Lots of tuna fish and, of course, some great High Sierra action on the trout primetime season up in Mammoth Lakes up there for those guys. Check that out. A lot of good stuff this week's Western Outdoor News. If you don't have a subscription, you can pick it up local tackle store, or better yet, just subscribe to it. And Ricky mentioned our Facebook page, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show. Nice picture from his day yesterday with Jim and Mary and Jimmy from Poway Valley Collision. Nice shots there with Mary in action pulling on some tuna there, right? Just real close to home. So if you haven't been on our Facebook page, get on it. Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and all those links are available on the front page of our website, hookup1090.com. Upper right corner, you can link all of our social media right there. And on the front page, too, you can also go right to our shop page and get all our Let's Talk Hookup gear coming through. A lot of good stuff there, and some hot lures and great stuff and great clothing on there. So shop right online on our website, hookup1090.com, right on the shop page.
I got to be honest, Mary put a little bit of a clinic on for the boys yesterday. She was
She's
on
angler.
fire. Yes, she is.
She is a heck of an angler.
Yeah, she put us all down yesterday.
Yeah, well, now that she's turned 50, she's
got that new gear.
Yeah,
she's got it dialed in.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. We had a good time. Hey, let's jump back into the phones. They're packed up. Shane in Long Beach, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Shane.
Morning.
Hi, Shane.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. Me and my kid are going on an overnight tomorrow night for the flat falls. The best line and braided. Do you use Spectra? I mean, when we use the braid, do we use the fluorocarbon, or what's the best mono?
You know, I think the beauty of the flat fall, one of the main beauties of the flat fall is there's not a particular perfect rig, style, rod, reel, everything. But I would fish it on fairly heavy tackle only because you heard from Captain Mark Gillette, there certainly doesn't seem to be any reason for those things to not bite it on heavy gear. So I would say on 40-pound or larger, and I would just fish it how your rig is set up. Most, like Pete was saying yesterday, most of my gear that I fish with on that size line is full of 65-pound Power Pro with a top shot of 40-pound fluoro. I don't think that the fluoro's necessity in the world of getting bites, but it definitely has better abrasion resistance than the mono does. And because those flat falls get eaten on the sink, a lot of times they just inhale that whole jig, and the hook is, kind of in the back of the mouth or something. Yeah. So a lot of times your line is going to be rubbing over their teeth. And bluefin do have teeth. They're known for chewing you off. So I would say, a 40 or 50-pound fluorocarbon would be pretty ideal, and just an appropriate size reel for that.
All right, perfect.
All right, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right, Shane. How about next up we talk to John. He's calling us from Long Beach this morning. Good morning, John. Welcome to the show.
Hi, John. Good morning, John.
Hear us in the background there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, is that you? Rick?
I think it sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right, sorry, John.
Yeah, I think John reached his time limit.
Yeah.
How about we jump back in? This time talking to Jeff, calling from Costa Mesa. Hi, Jeff. Welcome to the show.
What's up, boys? We got a good report for you. The other day, we got bait from Nacho in Long Beach. Good old Nacho. He was holding some good stuff. Anyway, we were fishing close enough to Catalina. Let's just put it that way. You could see it. We had yellowfin and bluefin going, and we had 4 guys on the boat fishing, and 3 of them were all beginners anyway. But managed. We almost nearly got. Well, we got 16 fish is what we got out of it. But anyway, saw some big ones boiling off the bow, and I threw out the heavy stuff. I fought one for an hour and 20 minutes on an owner 6.0 hook that straightened out.
Wow.
Must have been a big one.
And then proceeded, I was on a mackerel too. And there was one other mackerel in the tank. And I retied, threw out the same thing, and 45 minutes later, the same hook out of that same package, it's broke in half.
Wow, that's no good. Well, that's why we represent Gamakatsu.
There you go, bro.
Next time, a Gamakatsu Nautilus circle hook would be your choice then. Thanks a lot for the call, Jeff.
All right, how about we jump back into the phones? Ken in Long Beach. Good morning, Ken. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Pete, Rick, and guests. Great show this morning.
Thanks, Ken.
Hey, I just had a little tip for anybody that's traveling down to Panama. I got an email from Copa Airlines, who I've flown in the past for some of the Pesca Panama trips, and they're offering a 25% off promotion. So any of the listeners that want to book it, you have to type in PTY style. And to make sure it was legit, I made up a little fake trip for next year in April, punched it in, and then did the same thing using the code, and it was definitely 25% off.
No way.
That's killer, man.
That's a
serious
really
deal.
good, that's a big discount. And that's a nice flight, that Copa nonstop out of LAX.
Oh, yeah.
You're right there in
That
Panama
also.
City in 6.5 hours, right, Ken?
Yeah, that's it. You and I both done the trip. It works really well.
Yeah. Wow, good tip.
Yeah,
so
good on you.
PTY style is
That's
the code.
correct.
Wow, good tip,
Yeah,
Ken.
yeah, thanks, Ken.
If I hadn't
You
already
betcha.
bought my ticket, I'd be done.
Time to go to Panama.
That's cool.
All right, Ken, thanks a lot for the call. We'll look forward to you're going with us, right?
Not yet. I still have some work dates I try to straighten out.
All right, well, we hope you go
Well,
with
it's your work getting in the way of fishing, Ken.
Yeah,
That doesn't,
come on,
that doesn't
man.
remind me of you at all. Like, that's not your style one bit.
Retirement's right around the corner.
us. Thanks a lot for
Hey,
the call,
Ken.
Ken. Appreciate it.
Kenny in Hawaiian Gardens, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Kenny, thank you for joining us this morning.
Hey, morning, everybody. Hey, I got a little issue. I got a 322 Newell F. I put it down I had it sent to a shop and for repair. Not even repair, just like kind of a tune-up, cleaning, drags, bearings, and stuff. I got it back and they switched the crossbars, aluminum crossbars, with the plastic ones, and I think there was an electrolysis problem or something. Is there any way I can find someone else that might be able to, put that reel back to original condition? Maybe like Ken's or something?
It would be a good choice.
I mean, is there a possibility? For sure, and I'm with you, Pete. That's the first person that I would call for that is Ken's up in Oceanside. But you are fighting a losing battle with that reel. I mean, it stinks because that was a very cool reel, and they worked great, and they still do work great when they're running. But they haven't made parts for Newell reels in probably 5 or 6 years now, and as we all know from fishing Newells, they require a lot of service. The parts wear out in them, and it's not a bad thing. It's just what they are. But with
kind of like buying an old car, right? You need to buy the old car to get the parts off the car to keep your old car running. So if you can find old parts, then I'm sure Ken could do something with it.
The drags and bearings, which go most frequently in Newells, share the same part style as a Penn reel. So you can still get Penn bearings and you can still get Penn 500 drag washers, and they slip right into place and you're fine. But the second a gear, a yoke, anything that's not that, finding parts for them is becoming next to impossible. And it was tough when they started to go away, and now that they've been gone for so long, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I would get that reel in good shape, and I would just sell it and go buy yourself a Torium. It'll be the best thing you ever did.
Hey, Ken, tell me, do you still have some new reels? I know your dad had every reel in the world.
Ever.
In
multiples
of everything.
Unfortunately, I've inherited most of those, and I did ditch a few. I've got a couple of really old Newell stuff, but that I don't even use.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should hook up with Ken.
Yeah.
Or better yet, sell them on eBay because they're worth a lot of money.
A lot of money. They were easy to take. They were probably the easiest reel that I found to take apart and service. They're. But again, if you don't have the parts, it's really hard when something's broken.
Hard to deal with.
Trust me, I'm not knocking the castability and cool factor of an old Newell. I'm not. I've worked in a tackle store my whole life. It's an awesome reel, but I assure you, when you go the route of getting that new technology, you won't look back. And the time for the Newell is just, it's past. I mean, you can't get parts for them anymore. It's just, it's time to move on.
Well, like the first generation computers, man, they still work, right? But would you own one?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm with you.
No. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right. How about next up, we talk to Tom, calling from Temecula. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, guys.
Hi, Tom.
Another great week of fishing out there, and I'm certainly just amazed at the quality of fish we're catching this past week. big yellowfin this week was 47 pounds. So
cool.
Filled my cooler up pretty quickly.
Nice
anyway,
job,
Rick, with the possibility of wahoo around, and we can't deny the fact that there's probably a few swimming around out there that haven't been caught. What is the best way to rig up like a Rapala? And I understand, I think we're supposed to be using like a dark-colored swivel up there so that, there's nothing shiny in the water. And does that wire take away from the catchability on that Rapala for tuna or anything like that?
What do you think, Ken?
Well, I don't know. I like fishing the Marauder, and I fish the the heavier, flexible wire and all that. I like for Rapalas. There's the movement of the Rapala is pretty key, and so I haven't fished a lot with wiring my Rapalas. I usually would just fish a small Marauder and some people, I've seen some articles and talked to people that even just fishing some heavy fluoro with your Marauders that they fished down in the middle of the wahoo and never got bit off on them. So, it's a risk if you're fishing a $60 or an $80 lure to do that, but
will it get bit better?
Will it get bit better?
Maybe.
Yes, and
Probably.
you got a good crack at that. So
from a tackle store ownership standpoint, I think trolling with fluorocarbon is the best idea ever.
Yeah,
best
really
idea.
good idea.
From a fishing standpoint, I think you're crazy. I mean, absolutely flat out crazy if you're trolling your Marauder with just fluorocarbon. They 100% will bite you off. Does that mean they're going to bite it off?
100%.
Does that mean they're going to bite you off every time? No. But you put that lure in the water and keep trolling it, I guarantee you it goes away.
So I rigged up, and very successfully on some long-range trips, some X-Rap
Trap 30s.
30s,
right?
And switched out the hooks to single hooks. Ricky, you did it for me. You have a particular hook that works well on those and swims well, and then rigged it up with single strand, what was it, like 150 wire?
Yeah, I want to say it was maybe even a little bit lighter. I think it was like 90 or 135.
Yeah.
I forget exactly. But yeah, a heavy gauge single strand wire.
And that swims well,
dude, gets bit.
and I don't see why it wouldn't catch tuna too.
Yeah, I think anytime you're trolling wire, it's probably not going to get bit quite as good as trolling fluoro. No question it's going to get bit with fluoro better.
Yeah.
So you just got to weigh out your options. If you would just love nothing more in the world to get yourself a local wahoo, you got to put your wahoo spread out, and you got to take the fact that you're probably not going to get as many tuna strikes. You probably will still get some. If you're trolling through a good spot of fish, I'm sure they're going to eat it with the wire. But yeah, I mean that's the call. I mean, I fish a jig with straight fluorocarbon for wahoo all the time, knowing that yes, it's probably going to get bit off, but you catch quite a few in a row sometimes before they bite the fluoro off. And the same thing is probably going to go with trolling. Sometimes it's the first one you gets the fluoro, and sometimes it's the fifth one. But Steve Loomis made a really good point this is what I remember when people ask me about the fluoro, is that a wahoo's teeth are very similar to a sharp pair of scissors, and that's how they work, is like a scissor. And you can use a pair of scissors and cut through a piece of 400-pound fluorocarbon, but you can't use a pair of scissors to cut through a 275-pound piece of wire. And that's exactly how they work, just like a wahoo mouth.
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. How about next up we talk to Brian calling us from Westminster. Hey, Brian, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning.
Brian?
I wanted to ask, where can we buy the raffle tickets for the Make-A-Wish Challenge?
Well, you can come down to the banquet on Sunday because we'd love to see you down there, but you can also do it through the website, which is tunachallenge.org.
So you can actually buy them on the website.
You can actually email us and we can get your name and we can do it through the mail.
So for the car,
it's
$10 a piece, or you get 12 for $100.
Correct.
For the Mazda, right?
Right. And then we have a huge raffle for what we call the 100-bag raffle that are stuffed with all sorts of items and fishing gear. So those are separate raffle tickets, and there's a progressive
you can buy those by sending you guys an email and
Sure.
getting credit card information, and then you'll send them
Yep.
to them. Okay, that's pretty simple. And it's tunachallenge.org.
Correct.
And you can link that on Let's Talk Hookup website, or you can just go right to tunachallenge.org. For some reason, I have to sound out on the state of California because we deal with the same thing with Friends of Rallo. why they won't allow nonprofits to sell online. Explain that to me, please.
There's some rule as far as raffle tickets, itself. So you can provide the information to get them. You just can't do it directly where you
purchase
can,
it.
Yes.
But it doesn't make any sense, especially think about how much better a nonprofit could make money if they allowed just direct sales online.
But what makes sense for the government?
It doesn't. Thank you very much. That's very true, Brad. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. TunaChallenge.org.
Dick in San Diego, you're up next on Hookup. What's up, Dick? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Very informative show and a very worthy cause. Any subtleties in terms of rigging if you're fishing chunk over live bait?
What do you think, Ken?
Oh, I just fish your fluoro. I use the same rig that I'll pin a live one on, or chunk. You just need maybe a little bit bigger hook when you're fishing the chunk, and bury the hook in there. And
you go in circle or jig hook?
If there's bluefin around, I always go with the circle. I've been bit off too many times, and it causes a level of frustration. So it works. The circle hook buries fine inside the chunk. So some people like the J. You just have to remember that you're fishing a circle hook.
I like a circle hook for use, and I'm totally with Ken, and I've been using a circle hook just because, and I fish that Nautilus circle, and it has nothing to do with For the Radio Show. That's my favorite hook. I love it. It's the right size wire, it's the right shape, but I'll tell you, a small circle, it's a pain in the butt to bury, because
it is.
I like just, long range style. I like to have my hook completely hidden inside of that chunk. And a chunk of sardine is more difficult to put in than when you're long range fishing, you got a, 3-inch square of tuna that you're using. Well, that's a little bit easier to hide the hook inside of. It is a bear sometimes to hide the hook good in a chunk of sardine. So I can certainly see the merit of the J hook, because it would be a lot easier to pin the chunk on and get it hidden with the J than it is with that smaller circle.
And I'm going to reiterate what Dave Hansen was talking about making that chunk swim, making that chunk nervous like your brother did, right? And it's further on what Johnny White was talking about yesterday. If you're on a private boat, you can put it in a rod holder and do like they do in Mexico. Just pull off like 100 feet of line and let it swim naturally through the chunk line that way. And then wait till wait till it goes off and put it in gear.
I kind of like that, because I always pull line off. Like, I try to stay like 2 or 3 pulls of line ahead of where my line is. So when I get a bite, I know what happened. But you don't really need to do that. They don't eat a chunk and then spit it back out. I mean, you're right. You could literally put the thing in, strip off a ton of line, and then just come back
and
to
then
it
go
later.
back to your fly line.
Yeah, it's actually a great idea. I mean, I've always just pulled 3 feet in front of where it needs to be, and then the fish basically pulls then the line out of your hand, and okay, you got him, but you don't need to do that.
The one key thing is you need a rod with mono on it, so you don't want to have like all Spectra with 6 feet of mono, because your Spectra floats and you want your chunk to look natural.
Yeah,
so
that's very true.
Yeah.
Probably would swim. Your chunk would probably swim better with mono, right?
Yeah. And if your rig is only that, maybe you would attach a split shot of varying size until you figure out, what's making it sink out right.
Yeah.
So I know sometimes when we have like really heavy current on long range trips or things like that, you'll see guys like add small rubber cores to, like the super savvy old school chunk guy. You'll see his swiveled hook and all like the little things that help, because when you wind your chunk in, a lot of times they'll spin and they'll twist up your line. So the old school rad chunk fishermen on long range trip will have swivels on their hook, or swivel crimped up the line, or a little teeny sinker that you could twist on up above, or something, just to make that sink just right with everything else.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Sam. He's calling us from Irvine this morning. What's up, Sam? Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for taking the call. I went out on the search for 3 days last week, had a great time. And I won a Torium reel. It's a 30 though. What is that? What is that? Is that a 40-pound reel? I was thinking about using it for throwing jigs.
I think that'd be a great reel for that. Yeah, I mean that's amongst the most popular ones purchased for a jig fishing reel.
40, 50.
Yeah, I would say 30 to 50 pound, with 40 probably being the most ideal.
Yep.
So
I got one.
You got one?
Yeah, they're killer.
With 40 on it.
Is that your Marlin caster?
No, that's going to be for my token iron throwing on my long range trip coming up.
Ah, very good.
Perfect.
All right. Very good. Enjoy it. It's a great reel, and you might want to get it and book on that 3 day on the Searcher at the end of August. If there's any spots.
Believe.
I know. over
on
the
a weekend, too, exactly.
Yeah, check that out. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Just about 30 seconds left for Andrew. Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Got it, Andrew. Good morning.
Oh, awesome time yesterday. Our group, the Harbor Rod and Reel Club, which you gentlemen spoke at about 10 years ago for a seminar. We chartered the Triton and we went on an overnight last night, and I got three firsts. I got my first yellowfin tuna, and that was on the chunk. No one else was fishing the chunk, but I've been listening to you guys, so I tried it and it worked.
Nice,
Congrats, Andrew. Nice going, man. Congratulations.
Thanks. And then I got my first bluefin, which that was just an awesome fish. Fought awesome. And then the last first I got was we came back kelp patty, saw a dorado, threw straight to it. Boom. Got that one too. So
man,
well done, man. You did good.
Yeah, nice job, Andrew.
All fishing the 80-pound Paddle Pro with a 40-pound fluorocarbon leader, and believe it or not, like a 5-odd just monster hook, and buried that hook all the way in the trunk so you couldn't see it.
Nicely done, man. Good job, Andrew.
Good job. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's getting in on this great fishing, because somebody's getting a free 3/4 day trip on the San Diego at a Seaforth. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
The fishing season started early, so now is the time to visit the best saltwater tackle store anywhere. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. With more inventory than ever before, we know the demand is going to be huge this season. So why wait? Visit us now and get your pick of the best equipment. Hey, there are already tuna, yellowtail, and marlin in local waters. So gear up now for what could be our best season ever. Take advantage of our expert staff that knows how to outfit you the right way. Come by and see us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego or saltwatertackle.com.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and 3/4 day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero is very family-oriented. People have brought their children down, and now they're bringing their children. It's not unusual to have 3 generations of family at the hotel. Grandpa, Dad, and normally sons, sometimes daughters. The families come back year after year, and it's a safe place for the kids. It's small, it's intimate, right on the water, 2 miles of beachfront. The water's very shallow in front. There's no currents to speak of, no waves. We have childcare, $10 a day for a babysitter. Security is high at Rancho Leonero. It's really unnecessary, but it adds up comfort level. And we really do encourage the families. It's a great place for family reunions, family get-togethers, weddings. We do it all. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. There's nowhere that I could think of to have the same atmosphere and the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. We love families.
Your hook is one of the most important parts of your fishing tackle, and that is why you should use the hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation. Gamakatsu, as Japan's leading hook manufacturer and growing at an amazing pace, Gamakatsu is responsible for introducing a unique tempering process to give Gamakatsu hooks superior strength and durability. Plus, the conically needle-honed points stay sharp. Gamakatsu offers a hook for every fishing situation, including the finest one-piece ringed hooks, light wire, standard and heavy-duty live bait hooks, and the popular Nautilus circle hooks. Get Gamakatsu hooks at your favorite tackle store and stay connected to that fish of a lifetime.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, right.
San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Right, the big winner of that 3/4 day trip going fishing with Captain Ryan Boston. San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is going to John in Long Beach. John, congratulations. Not a better 3/4 day operation around.
Thanks, everybody, for listening, and thank you guys for the Make-A-Wish Tuna Challenge. Give us the details one more time.
It's the last week in August, 28th through the 30th. You can get all the information on the website. TunaChallenge.org has all the rules, regulations. You can sign up for the tournament right on the website.
And you can buy the raffle tickets for the Mazda car.
Yeah,
pretty
you can,
good deal
contact
there.
us and we can work.
Yeah, you'll work it out, and you can buy the raffle tickets right there. And you can buy the raffle tickets. You don't have to participate in the tournament. Come to the banquet at Silvergate
on the 30th.
Sunday the 31st?
The 30th. Sunday the 30th.
Sunday the 30th.
Starting at 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m., and you can buy them right there.
Yep.
But better yet, for kids divisions, women divisions, small boat, large boat, all kinds of divisions, all kinds of opportunity to win prizes. Entry fee is?
It's $105 for adult anglers now. Juniors are a little bit less.
Yeah. And all the money raised goes to Make-A-Wish.
To Make-A-Wish San Diego.
Yeah, Make-A-Wish San Diego stays locally here. Very good. Thanks, guys. Thanks
Awesome
for all your
job,
hard
guys.
work,
This is fun.
and sure appreciate you coming in this morning to Let's Talk Hookup with all your knowledge and your great time that you guys put into this thing. It's really a nice thing that you guys do there with Make-A-Wish. So it's a great organization. It's a great tournament. So participate in it. Make-A-Wish or tunachallenge.org. Thank you for listening today. Next Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have next Saturday Mark Mills. Hey, Pete Marty. Hey, Pete Rick. What's going on? I had to do that because I won't be here. I'll be at Whalers Cove. I'll call you live from Whalers Cove Lodge. Ricky will be here with Mark Mills. And then next Sunday, Craig Hever from NOAA. I'll be back from Whalers Cove with some good stories there, and Craig will have some great stories. Thanks a lot for listening today. We'll see you next Saturday and Sunday right back here on the Mighty 1090. Bike Week Radio is next.